Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
President Museveni roars over electoral malpractice as party delegates conference closes. Ministry of ICT and NITA Uganda to introduce a national infrastructure data store. While Lisbeth University scientists unveil first humanoid robot. And Sudan battles Senegal.
Brought to you by Uniquely ours. Explore Uganda.
Hello once again. President Yoweri Museveni has cautioned that he may pursue legal action against individuals accused of bribing voters during the internal NRM party elections. President warned that the use of money to influence voters risks poisoning the party with corrupt tendencies and unjust practices that must be confronted early. Museveni made the remarks while closing the NRM National Delegates Conference, where he also emphasized market expansion as a key driver of Uganda's economic growth.
As elections for chairpersons of the ruling party's Central Executive Committee got underway, candidates addressed delegates. They raised concerns about voter bribery and the excessive use of money that they said disadvantaged some contestants. From those who withdrew from the race to those who lost outright, the complaints were strikingly similar.
We have built this party over time, but there's a real risk that it's going to be overtaken by people who do not deserve to be in leadership. So we need to check the issue of corruption. Last night, there was more distribution of resources, 300,000 shillings to each delegate at Nabisusa, at Nakawa, at Kisasi, and many other places, again to influence the outcome of these elections.
It would be a mockery for us to negate, and for me, as a fighter of the national resistance movement, to legitimize an illegality. With the moment I legitimize an illegality, when the national resistance movement, which is national resistance movement, if I do that, it means I've legalized and legitimized an illegality.
These issues did not escape the attention of the party chairman, President Yoweri Museveni.
That's why you hear that before we went to the bush, we warned the UPC many times, because we didn't want to be blamed. That's why did you start fighting when there was a possibility of dialogue? We had to warn them publicly, UPC, if you do this, we are going to fight. They didn't believe it. And when we started the war, nobody could blame us because we had warned everybody. So it is good to resist, but you resist in what way? This is the first point. This is a very good chance for Uganda, of when you have got such a powerful political organization. This is more than 80% of the voters of Uganda. They are all in the NRM. So please don't annoy them with the wrong actions.
His concerns followed closely on the heels of the suspension of Youth and Entrepreneurship League elections, also due to allegations of voter bribery. Museveni described such practices as dangerous behavior capable of breeding division within the party.
Nobody should pollute our NRM with bad behavior. The use of money, corruption must be condemned. And we shall be educating everybody that this should stop. But in some cases, we may even take legal action and criminal action. So I'm very happy about the huge membership of huge number of our members, more than 20 million. If you include some of the teenagers, but the voters by May were 18.5 million.
While measures to address the malpractice are still being crafted, the president underscored peace and development as essential foundations for Uganda's progress.
Even the leaders who get political problems, you find that the population are no longer listening to you and they vote against you. It is because you don't listen to the NRM message. What I said yesterday, the words, the 7 words. Number 1, peace, no war. But no war is assured by the army, by UPDF. That's why we have no war here.
He further stressed that market expansion is crucial for Ugandan products to reach beyond borders.
Which is what we are discussing with our African brothers in Kenya, South Sudan, Rwanda, Burundi, Congo, Somalia. If you produce, is the internal market enough? If the internal market is not enough, who will buy what you are producing? That one is also in that document of yesterday.
Uganda remains focused on the path towards a projected $500 billion economy. Henry Okrut, UBC.
All incumbents of the Central Executive Committee (SEC) of the NRM have been voted out of their positions during the delegates' conference held at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds in Kampala. The elections, overseen by the party chairman, President Yoweri Museveni, took place in the early hours of Wednesday. All 6 regional vice chairpersons lost their seats. Philip Aguta has more.
Kololo ceremonial grounds were fully packed with NRM delegates from across the country who gathered to vote for their party's top leadership, the Central Executive Committee members. The elections, overseen by party chairman President Yoweri Museveni, occurred in the early hours of Thursday, resulting in the loss of all 6 regional vice chairpersons. In the race for the second national vice chairperson, female Speaker of Parliament Anita Annette Among defeated incumbent Rebecca Litwala Kadaga. Speaker of Parliament Anita Annette Among defeated incumbent Rebecca Litwala Kadaga. Anita Among garnered 11,680 votes, representing 92.8% of the total. In the national vice chairperson Eastern race, incumbent Captain Mike Mukula withdrew before voting ended, allowing his opponent Kelvin Echodu to win with 5,211 votes, representing 99.5%. For national vice chairperson Western, Jonad Asimwe defeated ICT Minister Chris Baryomusi, scoring 4,044 votes, representing 58.1%. In Kampala, Salim Uhuru beat incumbent Singh Katongole with 2,862 votes, representing 62.2%. Haruna Kasolo Cheyune, the Minister for Microfinance, defeated incumbent Godfrey Chiwanda Subi with 4,104 votes, representing 52.3%. Government Chief Whip Dennis Hamson Oboa won the position of National Vice Chairperson for Northern, defeating former East African Parliament Speaker Dan Chidega. He replaces the late Jacob Olanya, former Speaker of Parliament. Party chairman, President Yoweri Museveni, who witnessed the internal elections throughout the night, commended the delegates for their participation and pledged an investigation into the allegations of voter bribery. The winners applauded the delegates for entrusting them with the leadership of the party.
It wasn't easy, but God has made it for us. Then secondly, I want to thank His Excellency Kaguta Yoweri Museveni for having stayed with us so that our elections can be peaceful.
Exciting process going throughout the country, meeting delegates and learning how the party is still strong, how the support is there for the chairman and for his agenda. I'm very excited to be elected as a SEC member for Eastern Region, and I want to thank all the voters, all the delegates who voted for me. Thank you for your overwhelming support. That was very touching and moving.
However, the losers claimed the elections were not free and fair, citing voter bribery and intimidation. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kampala.
Now, quick correction right there. Chiwanda Subi withdrew from the vice chairperson for central position, giving way for Cheyune Kasolo. He now takes that seat, vice chairperson for central region. The National Resistance Movement NRM Party Delegates Conference has been an expanded event attracting both local political players and international guests. The visiting heads of political parties included longtime allies from South Africa, South Sudan, Kenya, Rwanda, among others.
The National Resistance Movement Party NRM has been holding a two-day delegates conference at Kolo Ceremonial Grounds in Kampala.
We went for SEC meeting, we went for NEC meeting, we came for the conference, we held a special interest group conference.
The event presided over by the party chairman Yoweri Kaguta Museveni focused on electing members of the Central Executive Committee.
And today we are closing that first part.
It was attended by several dignitaries, including international guests.
Is a team from African National Congress of South Africa. We work very closely with them.
We gather not just as comrades of different nations, but as sisters and brothers bound by a shared history of struggle, of sacrifice and solidarity.
They were invited by the NRM Secretary General, Right Honorable Richard Odwong.
It is indeed a great honor and privilege to stand before you today, representing the Rwandan Patriotic Front, RPF Inkotanyi, to address this distinguished gathering.
On behalf of our party leader, His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto, to convey his fraternal greetings of peace, unity, progressive partnership, and equally congratulate you on his behalf on your election as chairman of NRM and on your nomination as the party's presidential candidate in the next year's general election in February.
The visiting political party representatives expressed admiration for the level of democracy exercised by Uganda's ruling party, the NRM.
Tunawapongeza kwa hatua ya kidemokrasia na maendeleo kwa kadri mlivyofanya kwa udi na uvumba kujenga taifa lenu kwa mafanikio kama alivyoeleza rais wenu hiyo jana.
Our bond is anchored in the shared values of Pan-Africanism, self-determination, and the unyielding belief that the destiny of Africa must be shaped by Africans themselves.
To you, the NRM members, you need to know that these African revolutionary parties share very common similarities with NRM because we all speak about destiny of Africa.
They noted that this was an opportunity to benchmark and further strengthen political relationships.
The NRM is therefore more than a political organization. It is a liberation movement that transformed into an incredible nation-building force.
Ties are not only historical and cultural, but also political and strategic. Today, more than ever, we are called to build together.
The national resistance movement, NRM, of the great Ugandan people has consolidated a comprehensive recovery process and brought about a far-reaching transformation of the social and economic landscape of the country.
The United Democratic Alliance, though a younger party, finds deep ideological convergence with the NRM. In fact, my party leader, His Excellency President William Ruto, has deep love and profound affection for Honorable Yoweri Kaguta Museveni as a beacon where we can all learn from.
After successfully holding its 2025 National Delegates Conference, the NRM is confident that the pace has been set and the 2026-2031 power transition is within sight. Robert Onyango, UBC News.
The National Resistance Movement Tribunal, established by President Yoweri Museveni to handle complaints from members dissatisfied with results of the party's general elections, has delivered rulings on 142 cases involving LC5 chairpersons, LC3 leaders and other local government positions. Some candidates commended the tribunal for its honesty and fairness.
An NRM candidate for the Kongasis County seat in Bukwa District and former Member of Parliament in the 9th Parliament, Dr. Sabila Nelson, expressed concern over individuals who allegedly called him from the commission demanding 50 million shillings to secure his victory.
The tribunal has done a fair job. They have been thorough in their investigations, they have been thorough in their evaluations, and I really thank them for acting so professionally. Much as we had people who tried to run around trying to corner us in disguise of being members of the tribunal, we came to realize that this was merely a government.
However, he welcomed the tribunal's judgment and pledged to represent his people and serve the party faithfully.
I'm happy. I am happy because I've really gotten what I deserve, because this is exactly a reflection of what the people did.
The LC5 candidate for Mayuge District, David Zija, praised the tribunal for delivering a just decision and promised to provide genuine services to his constituents.
Era nenebaza owekitiibwa president okuteekawo tribunal nesala amazima okuva wansi abantu baffe obuwanguzi bwe batukwasa.
The MP for Bugendere County in Bundibujo, Acrobat Kiza Moses, lauded the tribunal's transparency, noting that his repeatedly challenged victory was upheld. He urged supporters to remain united as they prepare for the 2026 general elections.
This winning here in this tribunal of NRM I'm considering it as home and away, because winning someone severally during general elections, during court, high court, during primaries they recently concluded, then even here in the tribunal. I want to thank NRM and especially His Excellency the President, who is the chairman of the party.
The delivery of rulings on local government leaders began today, with cases involving members of parliament expected to be concluded next. Marion Awori and Mike Bakabulindi, UBC.
Moses Kalangwa, a contestant for the NRM Central Executive Committee, SEC Vice Chairperson, Central Region, has called on President Yoweri Museveni to intervene in what he describes as deeply flawed and manipulated election process. Speaking shortly after the announcement of results, Kalangwa alleged that non-delegates were allowed to vote and the counting process was riddled with irregularities.
He emphasized that despite widespread support from across various regions of the country, the final outcome did not reflect the will of the voters.
So now we are requesting President Museveni to enter in this matter immediately as our national chairperson, because we cannot wait for this. Somebody to go and start announcing someone who didn't win. It is not correct.
There are things we really need to come out and we pronounce ourselves. Otherwise, no one can deceive his heart. On the case of Karangwa, every region has supported the Karangwa. Yes. 18 sub-regions have supported the Karangwa, and the tsunami came in. when Tango Doi started his scenarios he did in Kororo. So we have petitioned this, and I pray the chairman of the party, His Excellency the President, you need to look into this matter.
Kalangwa also decried the tribal sentiments that surfaced during the election, warning that such divisions threaten the unity of the party.
My place in Kayunga, we have Mugerere. Kabaka said it's Mugerere, our place. I am a person of Kabaka also. So you cannot say that I'm not a Muganda because
all the sub-regions in Uganda voted for Kalangwa, including Western Nile sub-region where I come from. In Western Nile, these elections were done at sub-regional levels, and these regional levels were the villages or the polling stations. Western Nile gave Kalangwa 761 votes. Kasolo got 57 votes. And this was across the country. From Western Nile, Lango, Acholi, Teso, Karamoja, everywhere, even Western Uganda.
A formal petition is to be filed with the NRM tribunal, supported by legal counsel, and remains confident in the strength of his case.
We are going to put our petition immediately and look into after him.
Please, Your Excellency, come out and stop people from using your name to intimidate, to duress voters. Fortunately, still voters didn't listen. They still voted for Kalangwa. So the issue here is we have a man that won the election and was cheated, and we are not going to accept.
Kalangwa appealed to his supporters to remain calm and patient, assuring them that justice would prevail.
People of Lango voted for Kalangwa Moses. But what's happened yesterday, we are so annoyed for what's happened yesterday. So we are requesting the president to come in. If he doesn't come in, we are not happy, and it is going to chase us from the party, because it is not only this one happened.
He further urged President Museveni to speak out against the misuse of his name to coerce voters, stating that true loyalty cannot be forced but only earned.
Chairman Karanga is a national here, whether he's from Rwanda, whether he's in Nyankole, whether he's from Toro, but here in Uganda, all the people decided to vote for him. We are not looking at tribes. If we look at tribes, then we don't know the word democracy here in Uganda.
They made sure that they delay the voting of Mr. Karangwa. It comes last. Kumbe, the delay was that they had mobilized some people who are non-voters from outside the Bugis sub-region to come and vote for Kasolo.
Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Meanwhile, Ugandans in the diaspora have called for more involvement in the political affairs that happen back at home. This was during the NRM's delegates conference in Kololo, where one of them told UBC that whether or not they are in Uganda, it is their obligation to take part in their political rights.
Well, what makes me involved with the NRM is because when I left Uganda to migrate to Canada, I continued doing activities with Uganda and for Uganda as well. I would call myself a patriotic Ugandan, and it does not end when you decide to relocate. So I'm involved in the trade sector, I'm involved in my community in Canada, and also in the communities here in Uganda. So the NRM government has given me the opportunity to be able to do a lot of things, even here in Uganda. It's not true that all people in the diaspora are opposition. People in the diaspora have different views towards different things in our country, but some of us find it important to be a part of the events that are happening in our country. Even the opposition in the diaspora has, in one way or another, benefited from this government. The storylines that we tell in the diaspora when we are looking to get our different kinds of citizenships or statuses, there are stories that involve Uganda. So whether you're opposition or not, the story that you tell to give you that status in that country where you have settled is still a story that relates you to Uganda. It's very impressive for a person like me who is coming from the diaspora to see the democratic process. Well, there is no perfection even in the diaspora when we are talking about politics and elections. And I wouldn't want to say that with the few hiccups that I have seen, that makes it look like we don't have a proper process in place. I have seen democracy. I have seen people speak up and tell us the reason why we have to vote for them. And I think that's the right thing to do. Leaders expressing themselves and getting into us, helping us understand why they are the best candidate for this. I have seen that, and I think that's very impressive.
The National Resistance Movement NRM Delegates Conference at Kololo Ceremonial Grounds has concluded, with party members expressing gratitude to their chairman for the successful organization of the event. Let's take a look.
The three-day conference featured elections for key positions, including the Central Executive Committee and National Executive Council. During the final day, delegates engaged in cultural dance with local artists, which left many of the attendees in joy. Many delegates appreciated the opportunity to participate and learn from the event, while others expressed concerns about certain issues and proposed changes.
Please, let's have a dialogue. Those who have lost, those who have won, bring all this on the round table and discuss critical issues.
We have got many divergent views, we have got many challenges, but let's unite together. We can improve on those challenges.
Some participants were seen struggling with fatigue, while others were eager to see the party move forward. Party members emphasized the importance of cooperation and unity, urging those who had been defeated to work together with flag bearers to move the party forward and eliminate divisions.
As bringing the opposition to see what we are doing so that we can all work together to develop our country. He's talked about the leaders going down to the grassroots and ensuring that there is development of the Wananchi.
The postponed elections, mainly that of National Youth, have raised concerns, and Mercy Kanyesije, one of the aspirants, tasked NRM Electoral Commission to organize a fresh election.
So they halted the process. And of course, as a young people, it all affected us. And we call upon our party to reach out to us.
For example, the election of the youth, where our chairman, Dr. Tango Doi, son is contesting. Well, personally, I wouldn't have any problem with Dr. Tango Doi's son contesting. However, legally, him being the chairman, that's a conflict of interest.
Kanyesije asked the chairman of NRM and the president to work hand in hand with Tanga to ensure this time they organize a free and fair election.
There is need to conclude this process. Our supporters, for sure, they remain in limbo, and it is only fair that they are given opportunity to elect their leaders and secure our party flag bearers.
The conference concluded with a sense of accomplishment, but also some opposition from defeated supporters. During departure, delegates were seen carrying bags and other necessities to return to their respective areas.
To table a new bill requiring ministries, departments and agencies private sector players, civil society organizations and other stakeholders to comply with data sharing through a single digital platform. The move seeks to strengthen planning, budgeting and drive sustainable economic development under Uganda's digital transformation agenda, focusing on ICT infrastructure data. Geoffrey Ogoy, Commissioner for ICT and Infrastructure Development at the Ministry, revealed this during a validation workshop for the baseline study of the National ICT Infrastructure Spatial Data Store.
The National ICT Infrastructure Spatial Data Store, a system implemented by the Ministry of ICT in collaboration with NITA Uganda and S3 Eastern Africa, seeks to create a one-stop data center for MDAs, civil society organizations, the private sector, and individuals to access infrastructure data. It will provide a secure and a scalable platform, enabling better planning, legislative oversight, and improved service delivery.
We want to have, once the system is developed, mirrored onto the database from all utility providers, in the sense that such information is going to help us at the planning level, and also to guide us as to where we should put emphasis in as far as the rollout of the infrastructure is concerned.
One portal, so that if you need a reason to share information, that is a reason to share information.
During the stakeholder validation workshop, concerns were raised around trust, data accuracy, and the risks of cutting into each other's cables, especially between telecom companies, national water, and other utility providers.
But you cannot get economists to go and do survey to get special data. You cannot get a statistician to go and start getting special data. You will not get the right data.
From our end, if you're in competition, for example, if I have an infrastructure somewhere, why would I want to share the data accurately for everyone to see?
However, the Director of Technical Services at NITA Uganda says the new system is designed to address challenges of duplication and streamline the use of shared corridors.
We will know what infrastructure is where for which entity, okay? You realize we all move through, say, the same corridor which Minister of Works gives us to operate in, the road reserves. But if this information is not shared, once an entity wants to lay infrastructure, there are chances that some other infrastructure may be damaged along the way.
Commissioner Geoffrey Ogoy stressed that ICT is a critical enabler of Uganda's social and economic development, urging all stakeholders to collaborate and embrace the new system.
The discussion we're having today is going to help us actually rephrase or come up with certain enforcement mechanism for what we want to achieve. NPA is talking about the policy, but I think we have moved ahead. We actually want to have this enshrined in the law. It's a compliance issue in as far as data sharing is concerned.
Stakeholders from KCCA, telecom companies, and fiscal planners also shared their perspective on the initiative.
The telecom industry is quite a cutthroat industry in such a way that trust becomes a bedrock for infrastructure sharing. There are so many unseen, untalked about reasons why some operators would not want to use.
Most of you were talking about KMZ files, but then there is a need for us to have a data standardization, like having the common kind of data submitted for everyone to enable system integration and proper system integration.
Rebecca Nantongo, Stephen Kayumba, UBC News.
No matter how far we go, home is always in our hearts, but support shouldn't come with struggle. With Wendy Mobile Wallet and Western Union, money now moves in real time from around the world straight to your pocket.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Every waking day is a reminder just how beautiful this, our land, truly is. The kind of beauty that you can only find here, in the lush green all around us and the wondrous sights within. It's in the distinct aroma of our cooking, to the taste of food that takes you on a journey, in the sound of homecoming and the sound of Mother Earth. In the magnificence we find on our travels and the exciting moments we experience. Ours is the kind of beauty that comes in all things big and small. All we have to do is awaken our senses and truly enjoy what's uniquely ours. Explore Uganda, the Pearl of Africa.
The Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, in conjunction with the International Growth Center, IGC, will hold the 9th High-Level Economic Forum from the 28th to the 29th of August 2025 at Kampala Serena Hotel on the theme, Enhancing Uganda's Competitiveness and Growth Amidst a Changing Global Economic Environment. The forum's strategies are to foster dialogue among key stakeholders, raise actionable proposals and policy recommendations that will inform national budget priority, and guide Uganda's growth strategies. The audience will include a wide range of stakeholders, senior government officials led by Minister Honorable Matia Kasaija, the donor community, academia, local and international researchers, and the private sector. The forum will be live on UBC TV.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the rider selection campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Welcome back. You are still watching News Tonight. A new research dissemination event has shed light on how to make social protection more gender responsive and transformative. The Chief Executive Officer, GUSOS Africa, and Chairperson of International Center for Research on Women Uganda, Jacqueline Asimwe, emphasized that social protection is a constitutional right and a critical agenda for women.
New study findings show that while many women are aware of government and NGO programs in health, education and livelihoods, most access this information informally through friends and community conversations rather than official government channels.
Sharing our research results into social protection and how it affects and impacts women, we are very clear that women in Uganda form the largest majority of poor people. And so social protection is to enable them get out of poverty and start to live a dignified life. But our research shows that if they cannot have the right access, if they cannot have the right information, and if they cannot access the social protection, then they instead fall deeper into poverty. And so this is a very important agenda for women because, number one, the Constitution of Uganda itself says social protection is a human right.
Women reported benefiting from free maternal care, skills training, and food security programs. However, they also raised concerns about corruption, bureaucracy, hidden school charges, and under-resourced health facilities.
One of the recommendations that we've made from the findings of this study is requesting government to expedite the scaling up of the single registry, single national social protection registry, so that we have all the persons who are supposed to benefit from the different social protection programs in one database. For us to have all social protection programs that are ongoing in the country provided by the private sector, development partners, governments in one database. In that way, it will improve the targeting, and also the coordinating of the different social protection intervention.
Participants called for transparency, accountability measures, and sustainable funding to ensure social protection truly supports vulnerable groups.
To reduce room for favorism, one of what we also presented, you could see they access some of this PDM money, but they end up with maybe 50% of what the loan they've applied for.
However, the critical question will always remain, are these gains equitably distributed, especially when we look at women in rural settings, informal women, or informal women in the informal employment sector, our refugees in the informal settlements, and women living with disabilities.
Finding how interventions aim to reduce gender imbalances. She's given very good examples of women trying to access either PDM cash or cash transfers if from the onset you don't define how you intend to reduce these inequalities by way of the fact that many don't have land titles.
Rebecca Natongo, Mike Bakawulindi, UBC News.
And State Minister for Finance, Amos Lugolobi, has launched a locally made robot, Isabel. The robot, designed and developed by students of Isbert University, is programmed to interact with human beings. The minister has pledged support towards innovative institutions of learning to develop skills that will contribute to the country's development.
60 students have developed a robot and named it Isabel that will provide solutions in the education sector. Isabel can respond to humans promptly when given a task. The integration of robotics into the education system will equip innovators and youths with future skills.
So this robot that we have launched right now, it's a humanoid robot, but it's a functional robot for multitasking. This robot has various capabilities. It can work as in the service industry, service sector. It can also work as in the education sector as a resource person. It can act as an expert in any subject matter.
Minister of State for Finance, Amos Lugolobi, has affirmed government support to the development of technology and artificial intelligence.
For me, on behalf of government, I want to thank Isbert University, and more specifically Mr. Vagis Mudamatan, for this initiative, for helping Uganda to be on course and to remain on course of the revolution that we're experiencing today, particularly in the areas of new technologies and innovation. I think they are helping us to move along with others who are pacing at a very high rate, and to ensure that in terms of development, we are able to attain our aspiration of a GDP growth to a level of $500 billion.
The Chancellor is Isbert University. Fred Omach called for economic development.
This product is not just a machine, but it is a symbol of our vision for the future to ensure that we do blending of what the human person can do and also what robotics and artificial intelligence can do.
Our aim is to make Uganda a hub of higher education in East African sector.
To congratulate Eastbat University on this new innovation that they've brought into the market. See, this will open doors for several collaborations within East Africa, the rest of Africa, for the growth of this industry and the education sector.
Irene Faith Nantongo, Aisha Musayi.
Now, the 4th Uganda-Kenya Coast Tourism Conference and Exhibition is slated for the 27th and 28th of October in the coastal town of Malindi in Kenya. This year's event is on the theme Leveraging Youth, Innovation and Technology for Responsive and Inclusive Tourism.
Uganda-Kenya Coast Tourism Conference and Exhibition is an annual exercise aimed at increasing the number of tourists visiting Uganda and Kenya through cross-border selling of the tourism products.
We came up with this strategy to see how to tap into these so many tourist arrivals at the Kenya coast, but also the tour operators in Kenya. They have all these very big international networks. That's what we have built, and actually now, you find some of the tour operators we are working with, they don't actually bring Kenyans to Uganda, but they are bringing international tourists to Uganda. So really our strategic intervention is on two fronts. One, we are targeting the Kenyans, more Kenyans to come to Uganda, but also we are targeting international tourists who come to Uganda, to Kenya for the beaches.
At the media launch at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Kampala, tourism stakeholders from both countries lauded the reciprocal initiative for promoting growth of regional tourism.
But the Uganda-Kenya collaboration, and it's not just about the coast, it's about the regional coordination of our tourism efforts, it underpins the strategy for our 2040 vision as Uganda Tourism Board.
The Uganda-Kenya Coast Conference is set to bring together our two regions to explore opportunities, celebrate culture, and strengthen partnerships.
The familiarization trips are organized with the aim of enabling tourism sector players, especially tour operators, hoteliers, and travel agents, to have first-hand experience of the tourism products in both destinations for competitive service delivery.
For the young people who are doing apps, create a much bigger portfolio for this one. Create opportunities that are going to ensure that you make a much bigger landscape for you to make money. This is not just a conference, a workshop. Guys, we are here to make money.
Recent statistics show that Kenya is Uganda's second biggest market, with available data showing that in 2024, at least 225,559 Ugandans visited Kenya. Meanwhile, 466,000 Kenyans visited Uganda, according to the 2024 report by the Ministry of Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities. Dennis Igawa and Juman Samba for UBC.
Amanya gange nze mugerwa John Bulega mbeera wa Antony Mukono wano mu kifo kyennyini w'empangulidde pikipiki eno. Kaakati bakama bange engeri gye mpanguddemu pikipiki eno bakama baffe ab'MTN bazze ne promotion eno eya Kola Tune, era mbadde ndi mu kulya kamere ne ŋŋamba kangezesa omukisa gwange ne mpita kiyambi wa MTN nannyambako nanteerako nusu 10 ku akawunti yange eya MTN ya layini yange nangulira akakola Tune, angulidde kanneeyanziza naŋŋamba aguze kashiba. Era bwamaze okungulira akakola Tune akakashiba ne bakwata ennamba ne bagitaba mu bululu bwentyo MTN olw'okuba nti mbadde muwanguzi wempangulidde mu kunyeenya n'empita mu kalulu bwentyo n'empita mu bakama bange era nga neeyanziza nnyo neeyanzege ddala. MTN oye, MTN kya ddala, ebya MTN bya ddala, ensi eraba enjuba ekyayaka piki ndikutte misana. Neeyanziza nnyo ddala ab'MTN.
The principal, Health Tutors College Mulago, invites applications for admission to a 3-year Bachelor of Medical Education and a 1-year higher diploma in clinical instruction programs for the 2025-2026 academic year. Both programs are awarded by Makerere University. The Bachelor of Medical Education degree program is offered to equip health tutors with competencies for teaching, managing health training institutions, providing primary healthcare services, participating in health professional education and research. The Higher Diploma in Clinical Instruction program aims at producing multi-skilled clinical instructors who are willing and ready to support students right from the training institution to the health facility for optimal practical skill acquisition. Application is online for all applicants effective 20th August 2025. More relevant information can be obtained from Health Tutors College Mulago. The closing date will be 3rd September 2025.
The Namukekera Industrial Trade Show and Bazaar is back. Bigger, better, and bolder. Brought to you by Namukekera Rural Industrial Center and Operation Wealth Creation under the theme Driving Industrialization for Sustainable Growth from Thursday 28th to Saturday 30th August 2025 at the amazing Liaoshen Industrial Park, Kapeka. Chief guest is General Salim Saleh, Chief Coordinator of Operation Wealth Creation. Entrance is 2,000 shillings per day. Are you a business owner, school administrator, or someone who loves to support local products? This is your event. Enjoy crazy discounts on quality items from Liaoshen Industrial Park and other authentic Ugandan exhibitors from across the country. Stylish fashion garments, shoes and bags, sleek mobile phones and electrical appliances, beautiful ceramics, tiles, durable agriculture tools and equipment, mouth-watering dried mangoes and pineapples, plus so much more. Don't miss performances from Uganda's top artists. To exhibit, call Kapeka, the center for all your quality products.
And business news, Uganda has to rely more on revenue generated locally in order to accelerate its development and achieve its 2040 tenfold growth aspirations. Let's take a look.
Discussions at the 9th edition of the Economic Growth Forum in Kampala mainly centered on how Uganda can take advantage of the new global environment to achieve the tenfold growth and also how to manage the fiscal consolidation strategy without compromising growth objectives.
Above all, we have managed the economy with discipline. Yes, the growth is good, but it is only the beginning. This is just a foundation. We must roll up our sleeves, work harder, and do even more if we are to reach the tenfold growth. Government has put its money where its mouth is. Over the past decade, we have invested close to $3 billion in wealth creation.
At the meeting, it came out clearly that government's expenditure is still low compared to its peers. However, the appeal was not the country to raise its expenditure, but rather to do allocative efficiency and focus on frugality. Also crucial is the need for the government of Uganda to reduce fiscal deficit by raising revenue domestically to finance more growth.
Let no one say government has not invested in the people. For these resources to bring real transformation, they must build stronger farms, modernize agriculture, tackle youth unemployment by creating decent jobs and enterprise. At the same time, they must make Uganda more competitive in the region and globally so that our exports grow, and our economy stands firm in changing the world.
The conversations in Kampala comes at a time of unprecedented global change marked by shifting geopolitics, tighter financial conditions, dwindling foreign aid, evolving trade patterns, and the growing impact of climate change.
Okay, geopolitics will actually lead to forms of geoeconomics,
But how do you respond as a business? And I spent my time here again talking to some business leaders. Say, well, you know, we built resilience. We just diversify our value chains. We are more smarter at what we do. Now think of it on the reverse. There's all these Asian companies that were betting on China, and the American companies that were in there, they need to diversify their value chains. Firms need to have more secure different things.
Dennis Igoa and Juman Samba for UBC.
Really good for growth.
And MTN Uganda has launched its inaugural sustainability report for 2024, marking a significant milestone in the company's evolution from a telecom provider to a catalyst for sustainable national development.
4, 3.
MTN Uganda's first sustainability report highlights major progress made in 2024 across key areas including clean energy, digital access, financial services, and community development.
I know ATC hosted a forum, Dorothy, a couple of weeks ago, where we were talking about how can we power digital transformation if we're not talking about ensuring that we put everyone on the grid and move away from fuel sources that are degrading our planet. So those conversations are happening in different sectors. And what we seek to do here today is to consolidate the impact that we have been able to create together with yourselves in terms of asking, are we creating a positive progress for this country? Are we creating a positive progress for our communities? Because ultimately, why we do and why we say that statement that we say is because it captures the health of the community that is around us.
The company switched to renewable energy at over 500 network sites, cutting its fuel use and contributing to cleaner air and a healthier environment. It also improved internet access by expanding its 4G and 5G network reach across the country and added over 5,000 kilometers to its fiber network.
We see strong alignment between MTN's sustainability journey and our own national vision. Uganda's Vision 2040 and our National Development Plan 4 are anchored on creating modern, inclusive, and sustainable community. And when I look at MTN Uganda's initiative, I see a company working shoulder to shoulder with us on that path.
As a result, 2 million more people started using mobile data services last year. Through MTN Momo, over 13 million customers accessed financial services. The platform handled large volumes of money transfers and gave out over 1 trillion shillings in loans, helping both households and small businesses. MTN invested in local communities by supporting schools with digital learning tools and training thousands of young people in computer skills. More money was also spent on local suppliers and women-owned businesses, while the company paid over 1 trillion shillings in taxes and helped support hundreds of thousands of jobs. This report marks MTN Uganda's commitment to long-term responsibility growth. The company says it will continue to build on these results as it works towards its 2030 goals in line with Uganda's national development plans.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotellaconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Coffee Spirit, Simba Gin, check under the cup, SMS the code, Wamure Virabo, Tulagamanyi, Karukasika Wabuza. We call it Masavu near Premier Distilleries. Simply buy Coffee Spirit or Simba Gin. Check under the cap, send the code to 6688 and stand a chance to win borders, tuk-tuks, cash, airtime, flat screens, mobile phones and a grand prize of 50 million Uganda shillings. This promotion is valid for a limited time only. Terms and conditions apply. Alcohol is not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
Now, the Sudan national football team has arrived in Uganda ahead of the Championship for African Nations CHAN tournament third place final against Senegal this Friday. The game at Mandela National Stadium, Nambole, promises to be a thriller as both teams seek to a better placing. I beg your pardon. That's a better placing with the tournament. Let's take a look.
28,000 Uganda Cranes football fans will be treated to a free ticket in the third and fourth playoff match between Sudan and Senegal at Mandela National Stadium in Nambole. During a press briefing at the Uganda Media Center, Dr. Dennis Mujimba, the CHAN Local Organizing Committee chairperson, explained that government, through the First Lady and Minister for Education and Sports, has given back to the Cranes fans for their vibrant support to the Cranes.
Those tickets are not available for buying, they are available for picking or getting by whichever customer is available. You will not pay when you get there because the lock has already paid. Once the 28,000 that we have purchased as lock are all taken by our funds, the system will show sold out. Okay? So the reason why we wanted CAF to be the one to issue these tickets through its website, it is the best control measure. It is very orderly, there will not be black market.
Dr. Mjimba further revealed that CAF, team coaches and players have rated Mandela National Stadium plus its training grounds as world class.
Any player that has played from Nambole Stadium is talking about the pitch. It is a world class pitch and we thank the UPDF Engineering Brigade for an excellent work. Nambole pitch together with its training ground, the annex training pitch, Chambogo training grounds, they are top-notch footballing grounds. And it is the same we are going to have for AFCON. It is the same we are going to do at all the 4 training stadia or fields for Hoima City Stadium, for Akiboa Olympic Stadium.
Dr. Mjimba added that the CHAN tournament has been used as a dress rehearsal for AFCON 2027 that Kenya, Tanzania and Uganda will jointly host.
First of all, we've tested our capacity and ability as a country to be able to host a footballing tournament that lasts 1 month. Number 2, because we are preparing for AFCON 2027, this has tested our ability to be able to catch up to the standards that are required for AFCON.
Meanwhile, Morocco will play against Madagascar in the final tie of CHAN tournament on 30th August this year at Kasarani National Stadium in Nairobi, Kenya. Reporting for ABC TV, Helen Barbara, Gizamba.
Well, and that does it for News Tonight for now. We do return at 10 o'clock with more details. Dorothy Namuyomba on sign language. I am Rhoda Ngunzi.